human voice backed by some sort of rhythmic noise where words and music of any kind meet. That to me is a song.
The drums rolled up in my forehead.
There's a lot of great Australian songwriters, but he's certainly amongst the best that this country's produced in the last 30 years.
I never considered myself particularly Australian at all. I just thought I just come from this bland suburb in Perth.
You just see those songs, see them and feel them and smell them.
Australian records did not have atmosphere. No attempt to set lyrics or the stories of the songs against an atmospheric backing.
I saw someone who was really strong and really tender at the same time. His way of looking at things was his own. There was nothing generic about him.
In 1985, they came out and they were on the front cover of the NME. And for an Australian band to have that level of faith placed in them from an overseas magazine, it was big news.
I thrive on internal mental tension. I like being driven. It keeps you on your toes. Long term, it has to end, unless I let my self-destructive urges take over.
There was a conflict there between finding love and the price he had to pay for his music in terms of his personal life, his health. He was so driven, he was so intense about it that he was willing to sacrifice those things.
Then the news came in that Dave had been flown back to Australia in an emergency and that he was almost dead.
I mean, a heart transplant was pretty serious, and the physical deterioration was dramatic and seemed to happen virtually overnight.
I don't think he had a death wish, not at all. He was too ambitious.
I always see David as a kind of the preacher, like a preacher who'd just got up from sinning and was laying down the law.